For years when I thought of pressure washing, I always thought of something like this. But after working with companies in the industry for the past few years, I've come to see there's more to it. A lot more. I'm Brad Williams. I'm a creator and entrepreneur, and I'm on a mission to find out what it takes to tackle the biggest and most complex cleaning jobs in the country and meet the people behind it all. Join me on a journey to find out. This is Project Grit. Project Grit would not be possible without the support of our partners. Jay Racenstein, a leader in innovation, offers the best tools, equipment, and education in an ever-evolving cleaning industry. Sherwin-Williams, Cover the Earth. And the Gutter Butter family of products, your go-tos for oxidation removal. Cuts through oxidation like butter. This is not a story that I can tell alone. I'm gonna need some help. Meet Pat. Pat is a wild man. But wait, before we go any further, that's not why I picked Pat.
Brad, what's up, man?
What's up?
Pat is an industry legend.
Dude, how the
In
heck
addition
are
to
you?
growing Precision Pro Wash to a multi-million-dollar, multi-location business, Pat has been instrumental in helping others in the industry succeed. From coaching others to starting a thriving sales training business called Sales Boost, Pat has been influential in countless other businesses. Now that I've got Pat, it's time to hit the road. We still have a ways to go.
Jeremy Morgan, Crystal Clean.
Good to see you.
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Did a lot of contractor yards, and not many of them look like this. What all do you guys do here? Is it just cleaning, or is there a whole lot of different things going on?
There's a lot of things happening. Crystal Clean is a service company which basically cleans, coats, and waterproofs buildings. What makes us unique is just the element that we do all of the exterior envelope components. Because we do the waterproofing and the coating also, then we'll take a picture of the elevation, and when we are cleaning that surface, we'll see all the penetration points on the building, anywhere where there's a waterproofing failure, a damaged panel. And so one thing that's custom is we'll take that report and we'll provide that to the customer. What that does is it gives the manager some facts to then in turn make his building a better, more watertight facility.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot about Crystal Clean and like the efficiency of what you guys got going on here, building your rigs to, keeping all your trucks similar. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We started by buying trucks and trailers, and many of the components were made out of steel, but they would rust out after a year or two. And so we had to really engineer most of our components out of aluminum or stainless, things that wouldn't rust and that would last for a long time. So, but we look forward to showing you around and letting you see a lot of the details.
With over 170 people on the team at this location, keeping the trains running on time is a monumental task. Let's go talk to the man behind it all and find out just what it takes to make it all happen.
Jonathan, good morning. I'd like to introduce you to Patrick.
Patrick,
Jonathan, nice to meet you. So tell me about your position.
So I run operations, Jeremy, general manager, and then myself operations, and then we have a sales side. So essentially I manage all the people on the grounds and the jobs happening outside the field. As far as the grounds go to the shop, I maintain, the production, building of the trucks, any refabrication that we do, because we also refurb all the trucks across the nation. We're one of 4 build shops in the nation. So it's really come a long way. As far as me, I was an acquisition. About 3 years ago, I came across with a company called Reflections, and we joined up with Jeremy, and it's been kind of the sky's the limit since then. I came from the military, so that kind of gave me the baseline structure that to really help with a lot of this. And kind of like I tell my guys that are out in the field when they got a big project, you're not trying to move the mountain all at once, just one pebble at a time.
So why is what you do matter?
Let's see. 170 families going home at the end of the day happy. Acknowledging what they provide and what we can provide for them. Why does it matter? I always want to leave something better than I found it.
I think every business could use a Jonathan. That's for sure. With every one of the 21 companies acquired in their first 21 years in business, Crystal Clean gained essential talent, accounts, knowledge, and skills that have allowed them to become dominant in the industry. But, like any other success story, there is a beginning. In this case, a humble one. So take me back, all the way back to when this started.
Well, my wife, Claire, and myself started a little window route in Michigan, raised that to about 400 customers. We decided it was too cold because it was about 2 feet of snow in the ground. So we said, all right, we're going to sell our company. I called all the competitors and I said, we're selling, we're leaving in 24 hours. And so best offer can have the company. And Great Lakes Window Cleaning called and they said $13,000. I said sold. So we sold our first company and started driving down here.
So packed up your bags, $13,000, came down to Jacksonville?
We did, and we went down and we looked at the maps and we found a couple communities that we wanted to get started in. Went to both those communities and both of them were gated. So we're like, oh, okay, well, we then took a shift and we're like, it's probably time to find an apartment. So as we were unpacking the stuff into the apartment, there's a big thump on the door. These 2 phone books hit the door and it says on the top, choose where you want to pass out your phone books. Okay. So I called the number and I'm like, it's Queens Harbor and Epping Forest, those 2 communities, are they still available to pass out phone books? And I said, absolutely. No one wants to go down those or pass out phone books at those locations because the driveways are so long.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'll take it. And we loaded up our trailer full of phone books, brought them to our apartment, and then we opened up each book, and in the painting window cleaning section, we put our business cards. Okay. And so we passed out 3,000 sets of books in those 2 neighborhoods.
So you have Morgan Brothers up here. When did your brother get involved in that story?
My brother called and he said, hey, let's, do you mind if I come down and join you? And so he came down and we split the company, my wife, my brother, and myself. And so the 3 of us became business partners. It says a 3-fold cord isn't easily broken. Much of the reason we were able to push through for so many years is because we had each other. Yeah. And so though a partnership is very challenging, a great partnership is very strong.
Carrying 3,000 phone books up all those long driveways sounds like hard work. But I think it paid off. And this project speaks to just how far they've come since those humble beginnings. This is the Duval County Courthouse. I know they say pictures never do it justice, but trust me when I say it's hard to appreciate the immensity of this building until you're standing next to it, which had me wondering, how do you approach a job like this? Beyond the fact that it's a huge and complex building, cleaning here requires working with the municipality, not to mention spraying cleaning chemicals around an active and busy building in a windy downtown location. I know a guy that can help us put it all into perspective. My friend Steve Blythe of J. Racenstein is just the expert for the job.
So what we're talking about is we have to realize that on a project like this, we're not the only ones bidding this job.
That's right.
So being able to work with the customer to educate them the best, all right, provide them with as much information about their building, sets you up as an expert, a product expert, service expert in that instance. And sometimes it's also what I would call defensive. You don't know what the other guy's bidding.
Yeah.
He says, oh, I'll clean these and it'll be a mild acid and they'll look great. You know that the lower windows will be better, but they won't look great. The upper windows should turn out fine.
Yep.
And trying to be defensive against it so that if you say, listen, these should get a polish afterwards if you want them perfect, and someone else isn't saying that, oh, you'll be fine, how do you
differentiate
that and differentiate? So when we go back to looking at the building, with all these different surfaces in this distance, there's going to be a different kind of chemistry involved. Well, you could have one person that knows how to use the acids and another person that knows how to do all the bleach work for organics. And so when are they both going to be here?
Yeah, because you don't want both of them at the same time.
That would not be good.
That would not be good.
In general, this kind of event, this is to cool the HVAC system for its evaporator stuff. It's not really being drawn into the building. We've had instances where they've shut down a kitchen, right, and you have the ventilation, okay, and while that's going on, it can go in, reverse through the ventilation hood because the blower's not running.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and seeing that they've gotten a smell inside because, well, we're shut down while you were cleaned up, and we no longer have a positive displacement going on.
Yeah.
So the smell is getting into the building and causing people to have issues with allergic reactions or whatever, depending on what chemistry.
Yeah. So it's really, important to make sure that you talk about these things when you're bidding these types of buildings. When were they running? Is it of evap, right? Or is it sucking in ventilation to a parking garage or whatever it may be in that building?
Honestly, these guys could spend all day talking about the details. But for now, I think you get the idea. Let's go meet the guys on the ground and in the air who make it all possible day in and day out. This is Mike. Mike is not your average window cleaner. As a state-licensed acupuncturist and thrill seeker, Mike is the team leader out here and one of the coolest guys I've met.
So Mike, what are you getting me into next?
Well, being that I think we have some shield from the wind here in this corner, I'd like to get something done today. There's nothing worse than coming to the job site and leaving without getting something accomplished. So what we're going to do today is the phase one, step one actually of the 3-step process that we do on this building. We're going to send you up into the lift and partake in some soft washing. We're going to add a little light chlorine solution to kill some of the organic substrate that's on the building, and we're going to then go up with just the water, pressure wash it, and we're going to notice a really good change in that concrete exterior. All right. We're going to have you in a rain suit, just like one of our guys would be in, a reflective high visibility rain suit. You're going to be back in your harness, you have goggles, hard hat.
With many decades of experience between them, Mike and his crew are consummate experts. So if I had to put my life in someone's hands, these would be the guys.
How do I look, guys?
That is, if I can ever get this suit on.
I think it's most embarrassing that I need this much help.
Let's get them adjusted over here.
You guys promise I'm gonna look cool when we edit this, right? I feel a little helpless. It took that many people to get me dressed. You ready? Tell my kids I love them!
Did I mention I'm afraid of heights? Now, before you laugh at me, I realize once again the camera is not doing any of this justice. What looks like 20 feet off the ground feels like 100. That's my story anyway.
Looking good, man.
Yeah, it looks a lot better, doesn't it? And I talked earlier about why I love this job is that right there. So satisfying to see such drastic changes on such a beautiful building with gorgeous architecture. It's really awesome.
Dude, you were like crazy fast up there. I mean, we were up there for like 20 minutes.
Thank you. I try to get it done as fast as I can.
He's got the soft wash wand in one hand, the power wash wand in the other. Just rocking it out.
That's the way you do it.
And that little tiny spot that I did looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
All jokes aside,
You did great.
I felt completely comfortable up there with Eugene. And his skill washing was something incredible.
Being together and looking after one another, we've got each other's backs.
Yeah.
Double
A lot of
checking for
trust
safety.
there.
There's
I
a
can
lot
see
of
that.
trust.
Yeah.
Our crew is a pretty tight-knit group that really has to be that way in order for us to function efficiently
Yeah.
and safely.
What Crystal Clean has built is impressive, to say the very least. The trucks, the shop, the projects, but behind all of the success, one thing stands out more than anything else. The people.
If you find good people, you need to keep them. So
Yeah.
that's part of the process. I think you always need the right people. That's it always drills down to the right people. Yes, you need to take risk, and it's been a key element moving along. But I definitely think the success rests on mostly choosing the right people and then empowering them and helping them. And so I'd say right now, to meet with our leadership team of our division weekly and to learn from each of them, there's a constant learning process that happens when you put yourself next to highly qualified people.
How do you know when you find the right people?
Well, there you have it. Not the story I expected to find. And maybe you saw it coming, but if you asked me a week before what would make the biggest impression, I would have said the equipment, the logistics, or even the sheer complexity of it all. Instead, I'm most impressed by guys like Jonathan, Mike, and Jeremy's leadership in bringing everyone together. It really is all about the people. I know this industry is full of incredible people. And I don't know about you, but I think we have to go find out what stories they have to tell. Until next time, then.